Okay, so hello, boys and girls. Today is our last Strega Nona book we're going to read. It is called Strega Nona Meets Her Match. And when somebody meets their match, sort of like they meet someone that has challenged them. You might have heard that before, like, oh, you really met your match, meaning someone that really challenges you. Nothing much happened in the little town of Calabria, where Strega Nona lived. At least nothing had happened since Big Anthony had left Strega Nona's magic pasta pot alone. Bambolona, the baker's daughter, was learning how to become a Strega too. She listened to everything Strega Nona told her, not like Big Anthony, who never listened to anyone. Bambolona kept everything running smoothly, so life was peaceful in Strega Nona's little house on the hill. Then one day, a letter arrived for Strega Nona. It was from Strega Amelia, who lived on the other side of the mountain. Cara Strega Nona, the letter read, I would like to pay you a visit. Would next week be convenient? Please let me know. Loves and kisses, Strega Amelia. Do you remember Strega Amelia? She was the girl that went to school with Strega Nona, right, to become a Strega in the very first. Actually, the second story was about her story. Strega Nona sat right down and wrote a letter telling Strega Amelia to come as soon as possible. Big Anthony and Bambolona helped Strega Nona get the house ready. They swept and polished and shook out the sheets. I have so few visitors to stay, my children, Strega Nona told them. It will be wonderful to have company. And Big Anthony, please try to behave and pay attention while Strega Amelia is here. I see, Strega Nona, Big Anthony answered. It'll be so good. I'll be so good you won't even recognize me. I'll believe that when I see it, Bambolona whispered to Strega Nona. Shh, now be nice, Bambolona, Strega Nona whispered back. Ciao, Cara, Strega Amelia called out as she reached the top of the hill. Ah, my dear friend, Strega Nona said. Come in, come in. The two Strega sat right down, put their heads together, and talked and laughed and gossiped until Bambolona came and stood in the doorway. Oh, now, dear Amelia, Strega Nona said, Bambolona has made a wonderful supper for us. Mind ya, eat. The next morning, Strega Nona was busy helping the townspeople who came to her to cure their headaches, to find husbands and get rid of warts. Strega Amelia watched. Goodness, she said to Big Anthony. Strega Nona has a great many customers. Is it always this way? Oh, see, Big Anthony answered. Sometimes it's even busier than this. For goodness sake, Strega Amelia exclaimed. I see she still uses the old-fashioned ways, too. I'll have to think about this. The next day, Strega Amelia went home. Arrivederci, Strega Nona. Goodbye, Bambolona. Goodbye, Big Anthony, Strega Amelia called as she went down the hill. Goodbye, Strega Amelia. Farewell, the three called back. A week later, when Big Anthony was feeding the goat, he looked over the hillside and saw several carts coming to town. Bambolona, he called, come and look. Why, it looks like it is, Bambolona said. It's Strega Amelia. What's she up to? Let's ask Strega Nona, Big Anthony said. No, let's go down and find out, Bambolona said, and they crept down the hill to see for themselves. They were back in no time. Strega Nona, Bambolona and Big Anthony called, all out of breath. What is it, my children? Strega Nona asked. You'll never guess. Read this. Bambolona handed Strega Nona a handbill. It says, opening tomorrow. Strega Amelia's helpful services. Husbands found for young ladies. Headaches cured. Warts removed. Other remedies. Latest scientific equipment. free sweets and coffee with every visit. Well, Strega Nona said, I don't think there's anything to worry about. But Strega Nona was wrong. One by one, the townspeople started to go to Strega Amelia. Everyone got sweets and cappuccino for paying a visit, and indeed she had the latest scientific equipment, strange-looking machines that did all kinds of things. The lines of people grew longer and longer. Strega Nona had met her match. Finally, one morning, not a single person came to Strega Nona's house, and it was that way for days and days. Poor Strega Nona, after 3 weeks, Strega Nona called in Bambolona and Big Anthony. My children, I must talk with you. My purse is empty. I won't be able to pay you any more. I'm afraid there is no work here. You must go down to the town and see what you can find. And Strega Nona went back into her house. The next morning, Bambolona was there as usual. My papa can use some help in the bakery, Strega Nona, so I'll be all right, and I'll be able to come by a few days a week to help you too. Oh, my sweet Bambolona, you are so good, Strega Nona told her. But what about our big Anthony? Here he comes now, Bambolona said. Oh, Strega Nona, Bambolona, you'll never guess. I have a new job, Big Anthony shouted out, all smiles. You don't have to sound so happy about it, Bambolona scowled. Now, Strega Nona said, tell us, Big Anthony, what is it? I'm going to work for Strega Amelia, Big Anthony exclaimed. You're what? Bambolona screamed. Stop, yelled Big Anthony. Yes, Bambolona, stop, Strega Nona said. I think it is wonderful, Big Anthony. When do you start? She's hitting him with her purse because she's so upset he's going to work for the person that took all the clients away from Strega Nona. Today, Strega Nona, I have to run there right now. Wish me luck, Big Anthony said as he turned and ran down the hill. Good luck, Strega Nona called after him. How could he? The big ungrateful traitor, Bambolona fumed. Now, knowing what we know about Big Anthony, how do you think he's going to do working for Strega Amelia? I'm making connections to the other stories, thinking this is not going to go very well, but we'll see. Oh, Big Anthony, you are such a big helper to me, Strega Amelia exclaimed as Big Anthony followed her around doing exactly what he was told. He polished the husband and wife machine, he filled up the wart cream jars, he stirred the hair restore in the big pot on the stove. Well, Big Anthony, business is booming, Strega Amelia remarked one morning. I had a feeling that people would like the modern ways, especially my headache machine. And now that you have been here a few weeks, I'm going to leave you in charge for a few days while I go over the mountain to get the rest of my equipment. Now sit down and listen carefully while I explain how to run everything. Big Anthony smiled. He was in charge. Oh no, that's not a good thing. The first day, he ran the husband and wife machine backwards. Lots of show and not tells here, right? You can figure out what's going on. The second day, he confused the wart cream with the hair restorer. I love this one. Look at, he's trying to get rid of a wart. He's trying to get hair. He mixed them up. Now he's got a hairy wart and he's got warts on his head. Things weren't going too well. On the third day, the mayor arrived. Senora Mayor, Big Anthony said, what can I do for you? Oh, Big Anthony, the mayor groaned. Oh, I have a terrible headache. Strega Amelia's machine is a wonder. Strap me in. So Big Anthony settled the mayor in the headache machine and picked up the diagram that showed how it worked. He looked at the diagram. It was very complicated, and it was upside down. Did it fix his headache? Oh, I think it gave him an even bigger headache. That's the mayor. It's pretty important. The next morning, all the townspeople, look at them now, they were all back at Strega Nona's. The mayor was the first in line. Bambalona, Strega Nona said, run down and get Big Anthony. We need him. When the carts came over the mountain with Strega Amelia in front, the townspeople were waiting at the town gate. Here she comes. They're all waiting for her. I'm sorry, the mayor told Strega Amelia, but we all agree that we prefer the old ways. Our own Strega Nona is enough for us. We hope you have no hard feelings. Arrivederci, Strega Amelia, Strega Nona said. I'm sorry it did not work out for you. Arrivederci, Strega Nona, Strega Amelia said. I must admit, I am surprised. Everything was going so well. And as for your Big Anthony, I know you've had terrible trouble with him, but I must tell you, I couldn't have done it without him. He was such a big help. He certainly was, Strega Nona said with a smile. It's like he doesn't get it, how he was a big help, but he was. How was Big Anthony a big help to Strega Nona? Because if it weren't for him, right, all those things wouldn't have gone wrong. All the people would not have come back to Strega Nona. So he was actually a big help, even though he was a big problem. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story. There are a couple of other Strega Nona books that I don't have, that I don't own myself. They're from the library that I cannot check them out from right now. But next week I'm going to have you watch a couple of my favorite little Strega Nona movies where the Muppet creators created some Muppet puppets of Big Anthony and Bambalona and Strega Nona, and they have them in just short little videos of them. So I'll send those out to you next week for you to enjoy them. See you later.